Welcome back. We are going to continue our lecture on cell energy by talking about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis should sound familiar to you as it is a concept that you guys did learn in 7th grade. And we're going to just review those concepts today to make sure that you are solid and give you just a little bit more information. So first, photosynthesis is the process by which plants capture energy from the sun to build glucose through chemical pathways. So where plants will take the energy from the sun and then they're going to convert it into food for themselves, which is in the form of glucose. Glucose is a simple sugar that photosynthesis produces that the plant uses to store energy. So that's a form of stored energy. And then the radiant energy from the sun is necessary for photosynthesis to occur. If the sunlight is not there, the radiant energy is not there, then the equation here will not be able to create its products because that is a requirement for the equation to work. So we'll remember this equation here. If you do not have this memorized, you need to get it memorized as soon as possible. Photosynthesis is where 6 carbon dioxide molecules and 6 water molecules in the chloroplasts of the plants, with the presence of radiant energy, will create 1 glucose molecule, which is C6H12O6, and 6 oxygen molecules. Once again, that radiant energy is required in order for these molecules to be converted into these molecules. Without that radiant energy, the photosynthesis will not occur. So sunlight needs to be present. Once again, this is that equation, so 6 carbon dioxide molecules, 6 water molecules, plus sunlight or radiant energy will be converted into glucose and 6 oxygen molecules. So that plant takes in sunlight, takes in carbon dioxide, takes in water, and will release oxygen and create glucose. Photosynthesis does take place in the chloroplast of the cell. The chloroplasts look like this. Inside the chloroplast, there's this thing called thylakoid stacks. So these thylakoid stacks, in the membranes of these stacks, is where the pigment chlorophyll can be found. Chlorophyll is a pigment that can absorb light. So it's a light-absorbing pigment that absorbs the radiant energy from the sun. And it's also what gives the plant its green color. So the green found in these thylakoid stacks is what we will see on the outer side of the plant, but is also what will absorb that sunlight energy so that it can use it in the process of photosynthesis. Who goes through photosynthesis? Plants, also known as autotrophs, and even some photosynthetic bacteria and diatoms can go through photosynthesis. So here's some photosynthetic bacteria called cyanobacteria. These are what diatoms look like. Diatoms actually give us almost 80% of our oxygen in the atmosphere is from diatoms, which are photosynthetic, found in water, and then plants as well. Now, what can affect the rate of photosynthesis? First, water can affect the rate of photosynthesis. If there's not enough water, photosynthesis cannot occur because water is a requirement in that equation, right? If we don't have this water here, we're not able to create these molecules because you don't have the molecules to make it. So water is required. Next, the rate of photosynthesis increases as the intensity of light increases, and then it'll start to level off. So we have here the rate of light intensity increasing, and then it will level off once you hit a certain level of light intensity. The rate of photosynthesis is going to increase until you hit that rate. Finally, temperature can also affect the rate of photosynthesis. So as temperature increases, the rate of photosynthesis increases up to 35 degrees Celsius. So the rate of photosynthesis here is increasing until you hit about 35 degrees Celsius, and then it starts to get a little too hot for those plants to really do photosynthesis well, and so it'll start to decrease. And those are just some rates affecting the rate of photosynthesis. So for this, you need to know what goes through photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? You need to know the equation for photosynthesis. What are the parts? What's required? What does it create? Okay? You need to know where it occurs. You need to know what is allowing it to occur. What organelle is it occurring in? What color pigment is allowing it to occur? Okay? Who does it? And you need to know what affects